Introduction. People started building bicycles in the 1800s. Since then, bicycles have grown more and more popular. Today, more than 1 billion people around the world ride bicycles. The design of bicycles has changed over time. However, one thing stays the same: 2 wheels and a lot of fun. Early bicycles. Carl Dreiss built the first bicycle in 1817. He called his invention the running machine. The frame and wheels of this early bike were made of wood. It had no pedals. Instead, the rider pushed the machine along with his or her feet. In the years following, inventors made many changes to the bicycle. Around 1840, the first pedals were added to the bike. The pedals turned the rear wheel with cranks attached to long rods. Pedals allowed the rider's feet to remain off the ground as he or she rode. During the 1860s, 2 French inventors made pedals that turned the front wheel of the bicycle. Their new bike had a heavy iron frame and tires made of iron or wood. The Ordinary. Built in 1871, the Ordinary had a tall wheel in front and a small wheel in back. The rider sat on a seat above the high front wheel. The Ordinary moved faster than earlier bikes because of its large wheel. The big wheel also caused problems. It was hard to ride up a hill. It was also hard to get on and off the high seat. Riders often fell forward onto their heads when they tried to slow or stop the bike. All these problems made the Ordinary dangerous for the rider. The Safety Bicycle. John Starley changed the bicycle in 1885 with the Rover Safety Bicycle. This bike looked similar to the bicycles of today. Most safety bicycles moved on 2 wheels of about the same size. A low seat between the wheels made the bike safer and easier to ride. The first safety bicycles had solid rubber tires. Later, air-filled rubber tires were added to the design. They made for a much less bumpy ride. The safety bicycle used a gear and chain system. A chain connected gears on the back wheel to another gear attached to the pedals. Riders pushed the pedals to turn the back wheel and move the bike. Different-sized gears made it easier to pedal uphill, downhill, or on flat roads. Safety bicycles were less dangerous and more comfortable than earlier bikes. Because of this, more and more people began riding bicycles. The Golden Age of the Bicycle. In 1885, hundreds of bicycle factories existed in the United States. By 1900, over 10 million people in the country owned bikes. These years became known as the Golden Age of the bicycle. The Golden Age ended in the early 1900s, when factories started to produce inexpensive automobiles. The future of bikes. Today's bikes have the same basic form as the safety bicycle. However, over the years, the design has changed many times. New materials make bikes stronger, faster, and lighter than before. Bicycles on which the rider sits in a reclining position are called recumbent. These bicycles began appearing in the early 1900s. Recumbent bicycles are becoming popular with cyclists today for both their comfort and speed. Every year, people invent new ideas for bicycles. One inventor has designed a bike to ride over both land and water. Another has plans to make a bike from old plastic. Still another hopes to build one out of cardboard. The design of bikes will continue to change in interesting ways. Who knows what bikes of the future will look like?